What's up, everybody, and thanks for tuning in again. Hope you guys are having a great 2016. This is my first video of the new year. I have been super busy and have a lot of stuff in store for you guys. So this video actually didn't start off the way that it was labeled. I actually was in H&M buying some stuff, and I saw a campaign in the store that I was like, oh, the makeup's pretty. I should kind of recreate this. And when the model got here, it just kind of took a turn for the better, I would say. Vanessa Williams is such a pioneer in American history and in the African American community. She was the first African American Miss Universe. She's an amazing actress and even had a career as a singer. And she has always been someone who just kind of embodied beauty to me. I just always looked at her as being strikingly gorgeous, just the way that she carries herself and the roles that she plays, they always seem to fit who she is as a person. I never see her really out of character. So yeah, this video is basically inspired by Vanessa Williams and some of the makeup that I've seen her wear. I know Sam Fine has done her before, and I believe Kevin Aquan has also done her in the past. And she's just dropped dead gorgeous. So this video is an inspiration video inspired by Vanessa Williams. So I hope you guys enjoy, and don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share the video. So hope you guys enjoy. So like any other makeup application, we want to start off with prepping the skin, applying your moisturizer and your primer. So now that the skin is prepped, I can start to apply foundation. She's two-toned, so I can't just use one color all over, so I have to match the lighter parts of her as well as the warmer parts, and then just really blend everything together. And now with the wedge sponge, we just want to remove any excess foundation. So now let's start working on those brows. So I'm using a spoolie and combing her hairs up. So as you can see, her brows are extremely light. So anything dark is just going to make this area look really overdone. So the lighter the color, the better the definition. When filling in brows, short, small strokes make for a more natural looking brow. And I'm just really following her shape and her brow bone to make it as natural as possible. Now with the color that's a little bit darker, I can start to add definition, but only in certain spots, not all the way through the brow. Now take any brow brush you have with no product on it and blend out the color. So the foundation did most of the work in regards to coverage, so now I can lay down my highlights as well as my contours. So when laying down your highlights and contours, focus on placing the product where you need it. Then the most important part is to blend everything out so you don't see where anything starts and finishes. Now with the wedge sponge, we're just going to start to blend everything in. Take your time when blending out your highlights and your contours because you don't want any harsh lines and everything should look seamless as possible. Look how gorgeous that looks. Now to re-emphasize everything, I'm laying down lighter and darker powders to bring out my highlights as well as to set them, and to bring out my contours as well as to set them. Now with everything set, I can just use a large powder brush to really buff out any edges. So before we begin our eye makeup, I just want to lay down a little transparent powder. This way if there's any fallout, I can catch it and wipe it away, but also make that highlight a little bit brighter. So let's sculpt out the lower lash line using a kohl pencil. Every girl should have a kohl pencil. They're super easy to use and they're meant to be smudged. This is a quick way to get a smoky eye. Now using a pencil brush, we just want to diffuse everything. So now I'm going to start laying down the base for the eye color. This is a fluid line product, so it's a gel eyeliner that's waterproof. So just using a concealer brush, I'm just really blending out the edges of this product. So to lay down my shadows, I'm using a pencil brush and an eyeshadow from NARS. It's almost like a rusty copper color, and I just want to press and pull, press and pull. Now with a clean blending brush, I'm going to blend out the edges. You can do this with a transparent powder or any type of eyeshadow that's really close to the model's complexion. So I want to softly define the crease. So I'm using really nude tones that have a little bit of warmth in it just to really bring out the crease, to separate the lid, as well as to pop out the brow bone. And you'll see as I apply how all of these parts of the eye start to separate and have more dimension. So now I'm using a darker color to really just pop out and define a little bit more, but nothing too heavy, and remember to blend. So now I want to softly define the lash line and to really bring out the green in my model's eyes. So I'm just using a gray eyeliner from Urban Decay that I'm going to later go in and smudge. So now we can start to diffuse by using a smudge brush and that pressing and pulling motion. And what would an eye be without a little bit of black eyeliner? Just inside of the waterline to add for a really crisp, sharp look. Now back in with our smudge brush and a little bit of that rust color eyeshadow underneath the lash line. Now we can wipe away the transparent powder because we're done with the eyes, but look how gorgeous that looks over that highlight. I want to add a little bit more glow to the skin, so I'm just applying blush with my NARS Yachio brush. So my camera cut off when I was doing the lips, but I'm just applying a lip liner with a lip brush. We did an OCC lip tar and then a NARS gloss on top. Now let's buff out that mascara using MAC Opulash to give some volume and definition to the lashes. You can apply any kind of false lashes you want, so I went with something a little bit more natural, but to really open the eye up. So now we want to add a little bit of iridescence to the skin. So I'm using a MAC powder called Soft and Gentle on top of the cheekbone as my brow highlight and on the inner part of the eye just to open up. It reflects light and it looks amazing. A trick you can use for this product too is to wet your brush a little bit. It goes on a little bit smoother. And here's the final look. To change this look to give it a little bit more drama, we switched the lip and then added a bunch of black eyeliner. Try it yourself, it'll work.